So love is what the world wants. Love is what the world needs. Yeah. Love is what the world wants. Love is what the world needs. Love and understanding. Love and understanding. Kaboom shakalaka. Kaboom shakalaka. Quack quack quack.
Love is what the world wants. Love is what the world needs. And please, if you can, you should show love. Give love and do not take advantage of people's love. That's a message I have for you this morning. And if you have been kind to people, please do not stop. Do not let people's wickedness and those who have taken advantage of your love make you stop. But again, be also careful. You're listening to Soul Food here on Smooth 98.1. If you check the time, it is 1 minute past 8 o'clock. That means we are in the Soul Food segment and we talk about your health and wellness and everything that pertains to you. From your teeth to your eyes to your bones, every aspect of it. Because we want you to be healthy for you to enjoy the good music we serve you here on Smooth 98.1. Now, that said, it was the World Osteoporosis Day earlier in the weekend. We decided to beam the light on it this morning, talking about osteoporosis, at least in the space of 30 minutes. I have a guest who can do justice to that topic in the studio with me. He is the part owner and physiotherapist at Bliss Stretch and Recovery Clinic. His name is Dabotubo Ogari. Good morning.
Good morning, guys.
Thank you for being live in the studio the last time you were in transit.
Yeah.
But it's good to have you here. And you can join us on YouTube, youtube.com/, smooth 981 FM Lagos. Again, smooth 981 FM Lagos. That's what you are searching for, the channel. Subscribe and click on that notification bell so that you do not miss that alert whenever we go on there or whenever we go live. So that's it. And also you can drop your questions in the chat box or something you'd like to be clear about, or you can send it to WhatsApp, which is 0809 444 0981. So that said, osteoporosis. In the English term, I could say it is when your bone is porous or weak or brittle. That is just the peripheral definition. But what exactly does it entail? How does it present itself? If you say someone's bone is brittle, what does that mean?
Well, then your bone is made of calcium and other other things, put together, and it has to have a particular density for it to be, dense enough to take your body weight and all that. But osteoporosis is a condition where it kind of reduces significantly to the point where it is a bit like really shallow, like with a lot of pores. Like it is really the density is so thin that it can give into to forces. When you put your weight on it, or if something if you come in contact with something that is a bit an amount of force that is a bit too much, it would normally you should absorb the force. It will give in to the force. You get.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Does it have symptoms aside? Because if your bone is porous, it means every time your bone will break, you will have fractures. Or what are the symptoms?
Yeah. Symptoms are, of course, it's actually something that's product of age. It's more with older people, or if it's with the younger people, it's because of a particular medical condition or whatever. But symptoms are like back pain because if your spine, your vertebral bodies in your spine, have osteoporosis, they will kind of crumble. There'll be like a compression fracture, and that will press on the nerves. You start having issues with back pain. Another symptom is that people that have osteoporosis actually lose height, because that
Huh?
yeah, they get
Shorter.
shorter. Yeah.
How?
Yeah, because the spine has a couple of bones put together, over each other,
Yeah.
and imagine that is collapsing and the person loses height.
People can grow shorter?
Yes,
Oh no.
exactly.
That is mind blowing.
Another symptom is posture. The
Okay.
person has to have a stooped posture, so has to bend forward.
Oh, and I can get over the fact that people can get shorter.
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
they can, yeah.
Okay, so I'll be on the lookout in case somebody who used to be 6 feet is now 5'9" or 5'11.
Yeah,
It is a danger alert. But
exactly.
aside that, do we also have other symptoms like when you can no longer grip something as tight as you used to? Is that a symptom? Can that be a symptom?
It can be something, but it's a bit broader. That's a bit
Okay.
broad because so many things can cause you not to grip. But people that have osteoporosis also have issues with muscle strength because
Hmm.
basically they are inactive, so they are sedentary. Most of them are sedentary people. They don't really do much physical activity. So of course, with loss of physical activity comes loss of strength.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now that you have mentioned those who have osteoporosis, let's talk about those who are at risk of
Mhm.
osteoporosis. I can imagine that people who have sedentary lifestyle.
Yes, of course.
All right. What
Yeah.
else?
Okay. Yeah. Some medical conditions like cancer,
Hmm.
some conditions that affect your hormonal balance. Like someone has a thyroid problem. Um, those conditions that require the use of steroids to treat, they kind of affect the muscle growth. And people that are sedentary, like you mentioned, sedentary lifestyle predisposes you to that too. Also, people that are small in stature.
Yeah.
The smaller you are in stature, the less deposit of calcium you have to uh, to depend on when you're, because of course when it comes to osteoporosis, the older you get, the more the balance between formation of new bone and reabsorption of old bone is more skewed towards reabsorption. So the amount of deposit you have when you're growing up, when you're young, is what will carry you into your old age.
Mm.
So of course, when you have a small stature, you have a small deposit, of course, to work with. You get.
Hold on.
Yeah.
That small stature that you mentioned, it concerns me. Do you mean small stature as in short people?
Yes, of course.
Oh, and this is the first
There
time.
are
Now,
short people that are not active, of course.
okay,
Yeah.
if you're short and you're not active,
Yes.
that is sad because
Mm.
I'm short. And well, no, not because I am short, but because I used to think, oh, there is nothing wrong with short people. They are just so cute and they are summarized and they are portable. The fact that you're explaining what is involved, okay,
Yes.
so please, if you're short, be active.
Yeah.
Not that it's bad enough that you're short, but just be active. That's
Yeah,
it.
you have less deposit of calcium too.
That's unfair.
Yeah.
What about the gender?
Yeah. Females are more predisposed to osteoporosis than males. It's not.
Wow.
It's just because of course, males have more muscle tissue than females. And so the more muscle tissue you have, the more bone density you have. That's why exercise
Mm.
and strength training are very important when it comes to having bone density, because the more muscle you put on, your body also adapts by giving you a corresponding amount of tendon mass and bone mass along with it.
Mm.
Yeah, that's why one of the treatments for osteoporosis is actually exercise and strength training.
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay. I hope you're noting the points. If you're short, if you're a woman, if you're a short woman, double the dose.
It's
All
even
right.
it's even more with white and Asian people. Black
Oh,
people,
not Africans.
Africans have of course more because we're genetically strong. We have a
Oh, that is
genetically
good.
more physical, stronger body
Ah.
body composition. We are more, maybe
Hmm.
because of all the years of slavery, I guess.
And because of the physical things we have to go through, the
Exactly.
hustle,
Yeah.
at least that's something to be happy about. Okay, so however, if you're sedentary, I don't think you're a part of that population.
Exactly.
What about family history? Because I know
Yeah.
genetics always has something to
If
do.
you have someone in the family that had, because all people that have osteoporosis always have hip fractures. The
Mm.
fracture is just at the head of the femur,
Mm.
at the hip. And if you have that in your family, then you know that you are most likely, you have to watch it, especially if you're on the woman side. You get.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, we'll take a first break, and when we come back, we will be talking more about the risk factors and what you can do about them, preventing osteoporosis. You're listening to Soul Food here on Smooth 98.1.
Hello, everyone. It's Kabam Zasukwa. Stay tuned to Smooth 98.1. Love music, love life.
West Africa's leading international art fair, Art X Lagos, returns for its 7th edition. Coming to the Federal Palace, Victoria Island from the 4th to the 6th of November. Art X Lagos is bringing the very best art by over 120 artists from 30 countries from Africa and the diaspora. Art X Lagos invites you to enjoy this year's fair. Buy your tickets on artxlagos.com now. Art X Lagos is proudly sponsored by Access Corporation, Afrexim Bank, and Jets, Stanbic IBTC Pension Managers, Zircon Marine, Tangerine, Chapel Hill Denim, Yellow Dot, DSTV, Trace TV, and Smooth FM.
Hi, this is the Genie. For the smoothest jazz on the planet. Join me every Sunday from 12 noon to 4 p.m. On the Sunday Brunch, right here on Smooth 98.1.
Get in on the Sunday Brunch, Sundays at 12 noon.
If you love your jazz, the Genie serves it to you every Sunday just the way you like it. So tune in every Sunday from 12. You're listening to Soul Food here on Smooth 98.1. Love music, love life. We are talking about osteoporosis. You can see us on YouTube. It is youtube.com/smooth 91 FM Lagos. My name is Oluwaseun Olusegun and my guest is Dabo Tubo Ogari. He is a physiotherapist. We gave you some risk factors. We said heights. That's all I think and hear. If you're short, that's a risk factor. If you're growing older, it can predispose you to it. Race and also family history and body frame size, that which is again going back to the height. And let's talk about diet.
Yeah.
How can your diet impact or either increase your chances or decrease your chances of developing this?
Okay. Yeah. Of course, calcium is very important when it comes to bone formation. And some people actually have less of that in their diet, less than recommended. But also, if you take too much, it's still bad.
What would too much do to you?
Too much can predispose to, I think, heart issues. I read about that. So there's a particular dose you should take. I think it's about 200 milligram. I can't remember exactly. You guys can Google it. So you can get, but the good dosage is actually found in your supplements if you don't have enough from your diet. Yeah, and especially when you get older, you even need to take more. Yeah, because of course at that age your body doesn't produce as much bone as it should.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's it. And also people that certain lifestyles, like if you people that smoke, they are predisposed more to having osteoporosis. And alcohol consumption too.
Alcohol is never good for anything. It is always smoking and alcohol consumption. You find it in every risk factor. Wow. Okay. What about, I'm particularly interested in those who are on a diet, say they are trying to lose weight.
Yeah, that's also another problem. If you're on a diet and you're really starving yourself, you can actually deprive yourself of the nutrients that require bone formation. You get, and also some people they go a bit too overboard when it comes to that. They just focus just on the diet. They don't exercise, so you're on a extremely low calorie and low nutrient level, and you're not moving around. Of course, you're sedentary, so your bone mass drops.
The sedentary we keep talking about. What is the required activity level you need to have in a day, irrespective of your work schedule?
I think it's about a certain number of steps a day. I don't know.
I know 10,000. I know it
Yeah.
is said at 10,000,
Yes.
but beyond, is it that when you walk 10,000 steps in a day, you're good?
I think you're good. Yeah, you're good. Although that is just like the basic level where you know that at least you're pushed away a lot of issues that can come from you being sedentary. You get. Then of course you go further to understand that you need to have a level of muscle strength. Because if you just do only walking, there's also your muscles there that can atrophy, that get smaller, and that can also affect your bone density. You understand? So some level of strength training is also very important. Even for activities of daily living, you need to have a level of strength. You get people that engage in certain activities because they don't really have the capacity. They can get injured from just doing something that was out of their normal level of activity. Maybe they just went down to pick up something that was a bit heavier than they're normally used to, and they get an issue with their back or whatever you get. So apart from walking and keeping a level number of steps a day, you also have to go further by. You don't have to go to the gym and carry big weights. Even
you answered what I was about to ask. How can you be in your home or your office and do strength training?
Even your body weight, because when it comes to strength training doesn't have to do with an external weight. It can be your own body weight. If you can actually play with your own body weight, that is actually good enough. That is also strength training. It's resistance training. Resistance is resistance. So your body can be your resistance. Even going down to do a push-up is a resistance training. Even doing a body weight squat is resistance training.
Okay. Squat, right? You said squat. Push up. What else?
Pull-ups are good.
Pull-ups. Okay. Lunges.
Plyometrics like aerobics like skipping. Skipping, stair climbing, swimming is resistance training too, because you're pushing against the water. All those things will keep you young for a long time.
Okay, so I am asking those specifics so that somebody who's listening is having a practical advice on what they can do. If you can be in your house, the cost of gym is not beans, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, sure.
And not everybody.
Although these days they are more affordable gyms, they've started to do that now. But if you don't have the time, at the screen time at home, you can get fitness apps you can follow and videos you can follow. They have very simple body weight routines that can make you feel like you are carried 10,000 pounds, and you still get the muscle tension as required, which is followed by the bone density that you require.
Okay. I'm not so sure about this question, but I'll ask anyway. So it's one thing for you to download the videos and get the apps. It's another for you to be consistent.
Yes, that's true. That's true. Because one thing about it is that unless you just have this particular level of dedication and discipline that is unique to you, but naturally, the atmosphere of having, even if it's not a gym, as a group of people that are together working out, they kind of feed off each other. That is what you get from the gym. Yeah, you go there and you see people doing stuff, and you're like, wow, I need to be doing this again. I know some people that come to meet me at the gym and tell me that, oh wow, you inspire me, man. I'm like, wow, you've been watching me.
Oh, you pressure them.
Yeah.
Which one? Inspire or you pressure them?
I pressure some people, but the positive way to look at it is when you see someone doing something and you admire the person, then you want to emulate the person. It encourages you, it motivates you to do like, okay, I can do it too. That kind of thing. Yeah.
But for somebody who's at home and they do not have the chance or the time, like you mentioned earlier, to go to a gym or have some exercise buddies, do you have some practical tips on how they can build consistency?
Well, there's no short route about it. You just have to make out time. Basically, I think it's your mindset. You have to understand that, okay, do you know what? I'm going to come to this earth just once, right? And basically to function, to enjoy my family, my kids, to make money, there are certain things I have to do to make sure that my system is ready to take up all those things,
Okay.
And so this is something I need to do. It's not like I'm trying to get a six-pack and look sexy or whatever. It's the fact that I need to do this so that I can live long and happy life instead of spending so much money on drugs and stuff. Or because in later on in life, when older people get that hip fracture I told you about from osteoporosis, because that head of the femur is so brittle that any mistake just pops off. They have to go for what they call a hip replacement. Most of the time, it's not really successful, and most of the time it renders them bedridden, and they die from there because being bedridden brings a whole lot of other issues like deep vein thrombosis, being in bed for a long time, having blood clots in your bloodstream, muscle atrophy, depression, so many things that older people die from there basically because of the fact that they are in one place. You get so basically you want to age successfully. That's the word. Aging successfully is the idea, and because of our modern whatever, we have a lot of inactivity because everything's being automated. Back in the day we didn't have that issue. Like you see, sometimes you see an older person in the village, he's doing very well. Once you say, oh, I want to take care of you, bring the person to the city, the person has a faucet. You get, because in the village you're going to the farm, you're walking around. City just put you in the house, buy you Mr. Biggs and all that, and from there it goes downhill from there.
All right, I hope you're picking out the points and the tips. It's not just about you having a sculpted body or the packs or whatever it is, but also about you staying healthy. And like you mentioned, we have complications of osteoporosis, so please do not go down that route. How do you treat it though?
Okay, yeah. If at my clinic, if someone came, like brought her mother or dad to me with osteoporosis, and I needed to get the person out of it, I will start by putting the person through resistant exercises. So of course, I'm not going to give the person a barbell to do squats. Of course, I can start with, because someone that has osteoporosis can be so down fitness wise that the person can almost stand up from the chair. So the person's own squat will be getting up and sitting down. That's it, simple. Being able to get from the chair and sit down. So first of all, you assist the person to get up and sit down. The body is very adaptable. Over time, getting up, sitting down with assistance will become easy. Then the person can switch to using one hand. Then from there, the person can switch to not using the hands at all. Now the legs are getting stronger already. The person can sit down on the chair. I can give the person small dumbbells just to do some functional movement, like giving me the dumbbell, and I'll take it back from the person gives it back to me. I give it back to the person takes it back. That's already strengthening the upper body. So those exercises that go in line with the person's capacity at that level, then push it up from there. Of course, along with good diet. The diet is also going to help. So there's two things to fight osteoporosis: the diet and strength training.
Okay.
There are some medications that they give also. I don't know about that, that's not my field.
Okay.
But for the nutrients and the diet and the exercise, they are the most important. So from there, the person has to build capacity, being able to do activities of daily living that the person should be doing on a regular basis. Then you can discharge the person from there. The person can actually go on at a high level of activity. Get on my person.
So from all the things you've mentioned now, does it mean that it can be cured or it is just managed?
It can be. I would say it can be improved.
So you live with the condition all your life. You just get better.
You just get better. You know, why I put it that way is because someone that is really old, has not been exercising for years, doing physical therapy for osteoporosis is going to improve, but the person is not going to be running a marathon or doing a long distance walk.
Okay.
You get, because already the person's body is already set at a really low level, so you can improve it according to how much a person can handle, because that's also the psychological part of it. The person can handle that amount of improvement. But the idea is that you want to improve the person to the point that the person can walk around his house at least.
Okay.
So the osteoporosis will reduce, but it's not going to reduce to the point where the person's, because osteoporosis, you can see it on an x-ray. If you look at the x-ray of someone that doesn't have osteoporosis, it's all white, you know, all dense. Someone that has osteoporosis, you can see a lot of dark corners. Dark corners are areas where there's less bone density. So even the person improves with physical therapy, of course, it's going to get whiter, but it's not going to get as white as somebody that has been active from his youth. That's why it's good to be used to doing fitness and workouts from when you're younger and build into your older age, you know, which is like replicating how God made it at the beginning, you know, being active all your life, you know.
Just to be clear, crystal clear, the two ways or some of the ways you can build bone density and prevent osteoporosis: one, strength and muscle training exercises.
Yes.
And your diet.
Yeah, diet, yes.
Okay. All right. Just to be clear. And I'm curious though, you mentioned some people who might not be able to stand from their seat. Is it that the symptoms do not come at all? There is no such thing as early symptoms until it just sets in.
No,
or there are times your body gives you signals and you're maybe ignoring it.
Yeah, it's definitely giving you signals. Like you get someone that says that, oh, I'm getting old. That mentality is bad. Because now the person says, oh, help me get that water, or help me get this. Before you know, the person can get from the chair. It's just like it's a gradual downhill, whatever you get. And if you don't have people informed enough that, oh man, you're getting downhill, you need to watch it. Then you just feel like it's because you're getting older. You know, with our tradition here in Nigeria, see someone old, you're like, oh, sorry, sorry. Oh, let me help you. Let me hold your hand. Oh, let me carry this for you. Oh, don't worry, you see, now let me carry on my back from here to here. Or you get that kind of thing. So they kind of pamper you, not knowing that it's actually bad for you. You get, like, sometimes someone brings his mother to the clinic for physical therapy, and I'm trying to get the person to do stuff, and the person is thinking that I'm doing too much. You get what I'm trying to say? But I have to push the person to his limits so that the person can improve. So basically that's it. It's just that it's the mindset. You get.
Okay, thank you so much. In other words, I'm hearing you say that there were some things associated with aging that you don't necessarily need to go through. And osteoporosis is one of them. So please, and please take heed. We'll take the final break, and when we come back, we wrap this conversation up. You're listening to Soul Food. We are talking about osteoporosis. My name is Oluwaseun Olusegun, and my guest is Dabotubo Ogari.
World-class station.
So when we come back, you just give some final recommendations. And that's
Stay
it.
locked right here on Smooth 98.1.
When I come for your face,
That I have been procrastinating.
yeah, like a lot of people do.
Yeah, I know. One of these days. Honestly.
People always pushing forward because because the hustle and bustle of Lagos, but when
Right.
when they finally come and they experience it, they're like, wow, I wish I
When
came
next time
earlier.
I come, yeah.
I'm like, I've been telling you to come.
I know that feeling. Massages are really good.
Yeah, very good. I do at least once a week.
Every week? Oh, wow.
I get my colleagues to do it. And believe me, it
So much of what you
feels
like,
like
so much
like
of what you need.
Yeah.
Love Life 98.1. Smooth.
If you love music, you love life, we love you because we're here for you. This is Soul Food here on Smooth 98.1, the smoothest island Lagos radio, and you're listening to the topic on osteoporosis, or rather the topic of osteoporosis. You can go on YouTube. I think this is the part where I take your questions, even though I have just 3 more minutes. So if you can get it in within 3 minutes, it's fine. So send it to 0809 444 0981. Again, 0809 444 0981. That's the WhatsApp line, but you can quickly call 01 448 9981. Again, 01 448 9981. You can ask the question quickly. I have my guest who is a physiotherapist, and when we are done with this, I will keep the link to the YouTube video on our WhatsApp status so that you go back to it and watch and maybe share with your friends and family. Now, that said, we've talked about what it is, the risk factors, prevention, how you build bone density. What are some of the things that people should know when it concerns physiotherapy? Because I'm not sure a regular or an average Nigerian will just wake up and say, I want to go and see my physiotherapist. Or hold off on that thought. Let me take this call. Hello, good morning. Ish. Please call back if you can. 2 more minutes. 01 448 9981. All right, so back to, okay, hold on. Hello, good morning. I'm not sure if it is the network or you trying so hard, but if you can, get in another frantic effort to get in your call. 01 448 9981. All right.
Okay. Physiotherapy, it's so much in everything. Basically, I feel like everyone should get a check with a physiotherapist at least once a month or once in 2
Once a
months.
month?
Yeah, once a month. That's especially with the way Lagos is, with all the hustle and bustle,
Wow.
because you can actually get to, because of your work schedule, get adopt a wrong posture. You get that you might be going unnoticed, and you get a certain level of tightness in certain muscles that, and you're uncomfortable. You know this. You know that you're not really yourself because you kind of your body's restricted, but you feel like, okay, this is normal. Then when you go for a therapy session, you realize that you have been under chains this whole while, and there was no freedom. You get what I'm trying to say. So, and of course, also a lot of people have everybody always has pains. If I go for a party, someone tells me, "Oh, this is part of my neck has been paining me since I'm taking medications and it hasn't gone." I'm like, I cannot even enjoy my party because everybody's coming with a neck problem
Are you
or a
serious?
knee problem or a back problem. It's always issues somewhere. Or my foot. I was treating someone yesterday with an issue with his foot. He plays soccer and he wore the wrong shoes, and his toe just underneath was really painful. He was even limping. You get what I'm trying to say? So all those issues are things that that medications can solve. They doesn't mask the issue, but there's always a root cause to all these issues. Physiotherapists are the ones that go down to the source of the problem and solve it for you. So you don't have to live with pain, basically. And everybody has pain in their body one time or the other that they feel like, okay, do you know what? It's just life. I'm getting old.
Just part of it.
And just manage it. But if physiotherapy can help you, that's why I said, you need to get checked with a physiotherapist once a month. It's part of that health lifestyle that we Nigerians always neglect. We always wait for things to get really bad before we solve it. But it's teaching time. Teaching time saves nine, like they say.
Thank you so much. Some things might be inevitable, but the pain that comes with aging is not one of them. So save yourself the pain, the stress, the tears, the cost, and the emotional distress that comes with it. Thank you so much for your information this morning.
Yeah.
And if you want to reach out to him, you can search for Bliss Tech Recovery Clinic.
Stretch, actually.
Oh, Bliss Tech Stretch.
Bliss Stretch Recovery Clinic. So BLISS.
In my head, it is Bliss Tech.
Bliss Stretch.
Okay. BLISS Stretch.
Yeah.
STRETCH.
And
then
recovery
clinic.
Yeah.
All right, you got that. And go on Instagram and search for him. And again, if you have missed out on this conversation, I will put up the link on our WhatsApp status, which is 0809-444-0981. Listen to it, watch it, and share with your friends and family. You don't have to go through the pain, or don't be familiar with your pain. I know there are a lot of us that are familiar with our pain, myself inclusive, but hey, get it out of your system because it don't help you. We'll be back on the other side, and that other side means Curious Minds. That's the game show for the kids between 6 to 15, proudly sponsored by Cadbury Bonvita. Let them come and win something for themselves and have fun and learn in between. You're listening to Smooth 98.1.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you too.
I can show you the world, shining, shimmering, splendid.
Okay, so I will later on, much later in the day, I will send you the link to the YouTube. Okay, you actually have streamed it, so that's not fine.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you. Let me just see you off.
Okay.
Take you wonder by wonder, over sideways and under, on a magic car.